Hi, I'm Joe. Why do you come to Renaissance Church? Hopefully all of us come to worship God and to grow in our relationship with Him, but how did you get here? My wife and kids were coming for a few weeks. They begged me to come, and after much hemming and hawing, I finally broke down and came to the Opera House one Sunday morning. Well, the band was playing Elevation by U2. There's not a lot of that going on in Catholic Church, and after 38 years there, I was blown away. For the first time ever, we are given unprecedented access for a behind-the-scenes look at the greatest band on Kent Place Boulevard in Summit, New Jersey. This is the Renaissance Band.
When we started this church, we really very intentionally wanted to have a high value for the arts, and music was the place where we chose to kind of start that. Music has kind of a unique ability to kind of circumvent people's defenses and speak to them in a way that the spoken word isn't as successful at, and we strove to build something that could engage people and cause them to look at life and God and faith in new ways.
For me, I grew up in a Presbyterian church, and very much the hymns and the organ, and coming to Renaissance was huge because I loved the way that they were able to marry the secular songs with the vision of the Christian church and bring them together.
One of my favorite things about Renaissance is that I feel completely comfortable in inviting my friends that have not been to church before, and they absolutely love it.
I mean, I think we genuinely like each other, and I think we genuinely, all of us, really love what's going on here at Renaissance. And we started out with, more people on stage than we did in the audience, and I go home going, it's really great, but, I just don't know how long this is going to keep up. And then, look where it is today,
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Renaissance was actually the first church that I went to. It was actually Labor Day 3 years ago. And I walk in, and sure enough, Jimmy Leahy's up there wailing on guitar, and they're, totally doing their thing. And I was like, wow, this is great. And then they hand out the service card, and it's next week starts the rock and roll series. And I was like, this is the church for me.
Finding faith in rock and roll was an idea that Rich and I first talked about 6 years ago. And at the time, we really felt like it was kind of a risky idea. Here we have this community that's full of all these left-brained Wall Street types, and here we're going to do this finding faith in rock and roll. It almost seemed like it just wasn't going to be a good fit. We did it, and we were both surprised at how much people just loved it. And the surprise continued because then, the following year, everybody started saying, so you're going to do the rock and roll series again? And we were like, again, this is church. You don't do things twice. You don't have reruns in church. And so a tradition was born. And so now we're headed into year number 6. But I think a lot of people don't realize that the expression losing my religion is kind of a Southern expression for losing your temper. And that the song isn't really about religion as much as it is of losing control or losing your temper or how you respond to things when things don't go your way. I really respect a band that has a strong sense of artistry and has kind of blazed their own trail and not just followed everyone else. And I think you can definitely say that about REM.